And out to business, the equity market in Nigeria defied expectations following the monetary policy rate (MPR) hike to 13% on Tuesday, making fixed income securities appealing. The market gained 3 trading days during the review week compared to 2 days of losses, increasing the month's positive return to 8.96% and the year-to-date positive return to 26.61%. Now, the stock market ended the review week on a bullish note, with buy-side activity remaining high. The Nigerian Exchange Limited, All-Share Index, and market capitalization both rose 2.09% week-on-week to 54,085.3 points and 29.157 trillion naira, respectively, from week open lows of 52,979.96 points and 28.562 trillion naira. Now, joining me to discuss this on News Central is Azeez Lawal, Managing Director, Trustbanc Asset Management Limited. Thank you, Azeez, for always availing yourself to discuss the NGX review with us.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for always having me too.
Good morning. It's a pleasure. Now, Azeez, talking about the MPR, did the new MPR affect the outcome of trading for last week?
Yeah, thank you. Like you noted in your report that it sent fixed income rates high. I mean, that was what we saw in the market really. Across market, it affected both markets, and fixed income market and equity market. In fact, on that day, on Tuesday, I mean, the fixed income markets opened on a bullish note. But from the second half of the session, when the news of the hike in MPR filtered into the market, we saw rates surge across the curve. We also saw the same pattern in the equity market, but of course different form. Before the news came into the market, in equity market, I mean, the market was marginally down. But as soon as the news got into the market, the market players began to sell down significantly. So the bears expanded their loss by over 100 basis points, because before the news came into the market was marginally down by around 22 basis points. But as soon as the news came into the market, I mean, the market closed at around 1.82% down on that day. So it did affect the market. Thank you.
All right, now, Azeez, based on the information we got that the market ended in a bullish note, what factors led to this?
Yes, so, I mean, that was on Tuesday. So the bearish reaction, particularly for the equity market now, the bearish reaction we saw on Tuesday, I mean, immediately on Wednesday, we saw a reversal. I mean, it showed the resilience of local investors. And again, like we've mentioned in the past, that the impact of local investors in the equity market is underreported, while the impact of foreign investors is really exaggerated, because one would think that for the rest of the week, the market will be bearish. But the impact we saw for the MPR was only on Tuesday. From Wednesday, the market returned back to bullish trend, and that was what we saw for the rest of the week, or for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thank you.
Also, Azeez, what are your predictions for this week?
Yeah, for the fixed income market, we expect mixed sentiments, but that's for FGM bonds particularly, but for treasury bills, we expect that there will be significant buy interest, because fact allocation will most likely come into the system this week. For the equity market, we are very optimistic that the positive run will extend this week. Thank you.
All right. Before we let you go, Azeez, I would like to ask one last question now. Would the new MPR influence the fixed income market, and which tenure could experience more bids or more offers?
Yeah, like I noted earlier, it will influence the fixed income market, and it has started influencing the fixed income market. Generally, it is the impact is usually across the curve, but predominantly we see it at the shorter end of the curve. Like last week, majority of the sharp movements were at the short end, particularly for the auction bonds. We saw week on week, we saw 2026 maturity jump by over 50 basis points. We also saw the impact across the curve, but like I said, predominantly it is usually at the short end. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Azeez Lawal. Thank you for the information.
Yeah, thank you for always having me. Thank you.